Hello, Mr. Milton.
Hi, Savannah.
This is my father, Cameron. Dad, this is Mr. Milton.
Mr. Phipps, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Come in, please. Well, Mr. Phipps, thanks for coming in. This is a student-led conference, which means that Savannah is going to be telling you all about her work this quarter so far and her goals for the year, and I'm going to let her take over and run the conference.
Hello, Dad. Today we'll be discussing my future goals, my MSP scores, the classes and my grades, as well as some work that I've been collecting. And this is a portfolio we've been collecting all our work in. One of the first worksheets that we did were the bio basics, where we fill out the following boxes, like the schools we attended in the past, and our birthdays, favorite TV shows, favorite music, and it gives us more to think about and what we really do like, and it can tell others about what we like too, and you can get to know me a bit better too. In advisory, we've been doing these worksheets that can help us plan out our future and think more deeply about where we're going to head after school, like off to college or careers and jobs. And one of the first worksheets was, where did I come from and where will I go? And it was basically asking, what do you think the greatest challenge in the 8th grade will be, and what are we planning to overcome it? I believe the tests are going to be the greatest challenge, and studying and completing my work will help me complete these tests, get good grades, and do excellent and excel. And the other question basically was, at the end of the 8th grade year, when you look back on your year, what do you hope will be your greatest accomplishment, and what must you do to make that happen? I think graduating will be my greatest accomplishment, and to get there I'll have to excel in my tests and work real hard and overcome those challenges. And then this leads us to my progress report about all of my classes, and my first period would be Mr. Martin, and there's A's for the work that we've done, mostly because of the 50 state quiz where I got 50 out of 50, leading to an A, being tests make up the overall grade mostly.
So now, don't you have a piece of work from Mr. Martin's class?
Oh yeah. Then one of the works that I've gathered from, I have two works that I've gathered from Mr. Martin's class, which were the 50 states test and the map that we recently made, which was the Map Skills 3 from Social Studies. And I put this in here because I liked how it turned out, and it taught us more about how to do the latitude and longitude lines, how to put coordinates, and basic geographical features, and how they look on a map. And I got a 19 out of 20, and that's a good grade. Then I also put in my 50 states test, which I'm very proud of because I knew a little over half the states, and now I know all of them, and it will help me for the future when political issues arise, and I'll know where everything's taking place. As well as being an American, I sort of need to know all the states.
Did you guys take the Constitution, the citizenship test in Mr. Martin's class, Savannah?
No, not yet.
You didn't? Okay. I hope you pass.
I hope so too, whatever's coming up then. Then this begins to lead us to my MSP scores. And in reading, I got a 431, which is a level 4, meaning advanced. In math, I got a 431, which would be a level 3, being proficient. And writing was a 12 out of 12, maxing out being level 4 in advanced.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Phipps, that 400 is passing for reading and math, and 9 is passing for writing, so Savannah did quite well.
Then I have one more piece of work to show you, which would be my Chapter 1 test from algebra. And this was my first algebra test. I got a 93% out of 100. And for this test, I'm quite proud of it because I now know all the properties, how they're used in math. And I also know how to simplify expressions and use the distributive property, as well as solution sets, ordered pairs, and graphing on the coordinate plane, which is a lot like the latitude and longitude lines. So it works out together quite well. As well as the back, how to use fx equals 4x plus 13. My next class is PE, and my teacher for gym this year is Mr. Hayes. So far, I have an overall grade of an A, and one of the papers I didn't do so well on was the bowling scoring, which was an 8 out of 10, which leads up to a B minus. And like you must remember the class rules and the climbing wall that you had to sign in the beginning of the year when we first got it. And really how we get graded on PE is how much we participate in the class. And so far, I've done an excellent job of participating. Now, my last class is science with Miss Clayton, and currently I have an A, and the assignment I didn't do so well on, which is the length measurements, and in science we use the metric system instead of the system that we use as the inches and the feet. For the other assignments, I've gotten mostly A's on them, even though they're not completely 100%. So that's all of my progress reports. And now, this concludes my fall conference, and we'll meet back again in spring. And do you have any comments or questions?
No, I think you did an excellent job.